Nigeria, host to the West African leg of the 2017 All African Business Leader Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa. Marking the 7th anniversary of leadership, victory, and bold achievement in the region. Welcome to this evening's award ceremony.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the West African ceremony of the 2017 All Africa Business Leaders Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa. I'm Onyi Sunday, and it is my pleasure to host this 7th annual AABLA and celebrate business excellence in West Africa. Welcome to the Executive Director, West Africa of CNBC Africa. My boss, Mr. Frederick van der Viva. Welcome to our West Africa Judging Committee for 2017, our sponsors from Transnational Academic Group, our partners from Eko Hotel and Lagos Business School, AABLA finalists, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the second of 4 ceremonies that make up the 2017 AABLA season. Regional winners will move on to vie for the ultimate title of All Africa's winner in their respective sectors at the Black Tie All Africa Business Leaders Awards finale in Johannesburg on November 30th, where the ultimate catalysts of African business are named and commended for their part in the continent's progress. Tonight, we celebrate those West African business leaders who have made a distinguishing contribution in their particular sectors by demonstrating accountability, best practice, integrity, and innovation. We are gathered here on this meaningful occasion to salute the pioneers and change makers in the West African business community. Be sure to share your experience tonight on social media using the hashtag AABLA2017. The AABLA are proud to once again be telling Africa's growth story tonight, joined by its long-standing media partners, CNBC Africa and Forbes Africa, which make up Africa Business News. Now, this year, we also celebrated an important and special anniversary as CNBC Africa marked 10 years of showcasing the African economic story. This year, the AABLA marks 7 years of bringing together business giants across the continent, and everyone nominated tonight joins the AABLA alumni of torchbearers of African business. Let's take a moment and look back at last year's West Africa winners of the All Africa Business Leaders Awards presented by CNBC Africa.
7 years of leadership.
This is the positive narrative that you're talking about.
7 years of victory. 7 years of recognizing the continent's greatest business minds.
Please don't give up.
And celebrating their bold achievements.
Innovation from Africa can go global.
Africa's leading business award returns.
All Africa Business Leaders Award.
Hosted in East, West, and Southern Africa.
This is our silver lining moment. The time for Africa is now.
The time has come again. the 7th Annual All Africa Business Leaders Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa.
Now, having given you a look back at last year's winners, it is now my great pleasure to introduce one of the drivers behind West Africa All Africa Business Leader Awards. Please welcome on stage the Executive Director, West Africa for CNBC Africa, Frederick van der Viva, to officially open tonight's proceedings.
Thank you very much, Onier. You look very wonderful. So, honored nominees, esteemed judges, captains of industry, valued sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight, on behalf of the founder of the ABN Group, Mr. Rakesh Wahi, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 All Africa Business Leader Awards for West Africa. Now in its 7th year, the awards, in partnership with CNBC Africa, seeks to recognize the very best of business leadership across the African continent, with the 3 regional awards culminating into the grand final on the 30th of November in South Africa at the Sandton Convention Center. 2017 saw CNBC Africa enter in its 10 years of operation. When CNBC Africa was born, the Pan-African business agenda was either deemed inopportune or not fully understood. Much of the continent had high hopes and aspirations, but the business story was yet to be given on a platform. In the following years, CNBC Africa's aspirations were often challenged by economic decline and political instability. But our hope never died. We had a team of men and women of goodwill and resilience who were focused to prevail. We shared one goal and one vision. We wanted to build Africa's leading media conglomerate. How did we do that? We set out to produce 9 hours of live, locally produced daily content from the African continent, which feeds into a global network. To put this into perspective, this is more African business content than any other African network produced on a daily basis. Thank you. It has never been easy. So shortly after we launched in 2007, the 2008 global financial crisis rocked the world. Today, the Nigerian economy is just only coming out of recession, and South Africa, as you know, is facing a very challenging economic and political environment. But they say all great entrepreneurs have to have nerves of steel, and this is certainly applicable to the entrepreneurs operating in emerging markets. Tonight is about celebrating these entrepreneurs and their great leadership. When one looks at the characteristics that is associated with leadership, such as vision, confidence, and focus, we'll all agree that these are the characteristics required for success. Coupled with this, one also believes that truly effective leaders are distinguished by a high degree of emotional intelligence, which includes self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. An entrepreneur and a leader also has an unwavering belief in their vision and their ability to calmly manage through some of the toughest economic conditions. And this is the reason we found ourselves here today, celebrating the very best in business. These awards is to tribute to captains of industry who have made a qualitative and quantitative difference to the companies, industries, and communities that they serve. These captains are ordinary men and women that have taken extraordinary decisions in the face of challenges, adversity, as well as an opportunities to bring glory to their organizations and to the people that they lead. The awards are to celebrate those success stories. As leaders, we recognize that we could not achieve success without our great teams, the best of the best that we believe we have chosen to be part of our journeys. I would like to dedicate these awards to the thousands of people that stand behind these leaders, working together day after day to make sure that the goals are achieved despite all the challenges. The glory belongs to them. Then there's something I want to share with you. Yesterday online, I saw, as you know, some of you know, I love tennis. I've played tennis for 30 years. So I follow on Instagram Serena Williams, his coach, and everything. And yesterday I saw the coach of Serena posting something. And he was invited in New York on a Goldman Sachs panel. And they asked him, his name is Patrick Mouratoglou. He has been coaching probably the best ever player in tennis, better than the men and the best women, definitely. So they asked him, what's the difference between a great player and a champion? So he answers, it is very simple. When Serena achieves something, she forgets about it. It's in the pocket. And she asks me, what's next? So the difference between is the ability to actually forget what you have achieved and to enjoy the happiness of the process of the next goal. That's the difference. Those people, as he says, are in constant status or situation of non-satisfaction, because what makes them happy is actually the new goal they are setting. And that's way more important than a win. It's way much bigger. Anyway, as we close, I would like to welcome you again, all the finalists, all the nominees, thanking the judges. There are a lot of people here coming from Ivory Coast, Ghana, Gambia, and obviously Nigeria. It has been a tough competition, so I wish you all the best, and thank you again for being here with us. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together once again for Frederick? A true leader, one of the coolest bosses I ever had. We're just going to go on now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to also thank the judging panel. Round of applause for Vanu. They're the reason we're here tonight. Thank you so much, of course, for your valuable time and for the rigorous and fair manner in which you have tackled the judging process. Now, I would also like to say a special thank you to our sponsors tonight, our audit and research partners who have shared our vision and supported these awards over the years. The success of the AABLAs is through your continued participation. Now, as we move into the heart of the awards, I would, on behalf of ABN Group, like to congratulate all the finalists with us this evening and wish you all the very best of luck as the night unfolds. And so it begins. We are gathered here tonight to applaud West Africa's business leaders who have displayed boldness and rare character over a significant period of time. At this point, let me commend all our finalists for having made it this far. And we eagerly await the announcement of the winners in each celebrated category. So, to kick off with the first category, the 2017 Young Business Leader of the Year. Now, this award recognizes professionals under the age of 40 who have not only reached a significant level of success in their careers, but are also making a difference in the community through their work. Please welcome the delectable Aluaresi Ikeroda, Business Development and Office Manager, Lagos Office of Lancaster University, Ghana. and the ever-loving Osatove Oshodi, CNBC Africa's finance manager for West Africa, to hand over the first awards. Please put your hands together for these beautiful women.
The finalists for the 2017 Young Business Leader of the Year, West Africa. Aloysius Atta, co-founder and CEO, Farmerline. Nasir Yamama, founder and CEO, Verdant Agri-Tech. Obinwane Okeke, chairman and CEO, Invictus Group. Sean Drake, founder, The Wealth Project Holdings.
The winner of the Young Business Leader Award is Aloysius Atta.
The winner of the 2017 Young Business Leader of the Year, West Africa. Aloysius Atta, CEO, Farmerline.
The journey of digitizing the agricultural value chain in Africa has been a daunting one. And it is these recognitions and the support that we receive from our partners across the world that makes it lighter. So we thank you so much for this award. On behalf of my business partner, Aloysius Atta, I dedicate this award to the many smallholder farmers who, through their everyday toil, guarantee food on our tables. And to the staff of Team Farmerline, dotted across Ghana, the entire African continent, and other parts of the world, your relentless efforts have made this happen. Thank you so much to CNBC Africa and the organizers of this ceremony, and as we say in Ghana, Medase.
Don't worry about being successful, but work towards being significant, and the success will naturally follow. This is the spirit that drives the 2017 Businesswoman of the Year, West Africa. To announce the winner of this category, I would like to ask Dr. Enase Okonedo, Dean of the Lagos Business School and Peace Hyde, Digital Media and Partnerships of Forbes Africa, to hand over this award. Please join me on stage.
The finalists for the 2017 Businesswoman of the Year, West Africa. Ethel Kufi, founder and CEO, Edel Technologies Consulting. Oluwatoyin Soni, Group CEO, United Capital Group. Patience Akianu, Managing Director, Barclays Bank, Ghana. Temi Giwa Tubison, founder, Life Bank, Nigeria.
And the winner is Oluwatoyin Soni.
The winner of the 2017 Businesswoman of the Year, West Africa. Oluwatoyin Soni, Group CEO, United Capital PLC.
express my delight and appreciation of this award. For me, recognition is a very powerful motivation. When you do what you do, and then you learn that what you do is making a difference, making an impact, and you get recognized by credible bodies like the AABLA Award and the CNBC Africa, then you feel assured that what you're doing is worthwhile, and you get a shot in the arm that will keep you running for some more years. So I thank you for recognizing what we do at United Capital. At United Capital, we're transforming Africa through the provision of innovative investment banking solutions to African governments, companies, and individuals. And so therefore, this award is definitely dedicated to the amazingly supportive board and the great staff of United Capital that enable me to do what I do. I thank you all, and I say to you, please keep running. Thank you, CNBC Africa. Thank you, AABLA Awards.
Well, distinguished guests, we are down to the final 3 awards for the evening. Now, as the following nominees know all too well, perseverance pays. And these, of course, richly talented entrepreneurs nominated tonight are none of those overnight success stories. They are all seasoned business people who have had an instinct for opportunity in business. They have risked their own reputation, time, and money to make their vision a reality. Now, in this category, the nominees will have displayed exceptional vision and leadership in building a company from the ground up. To announce the winner of the 2017 Entrepreneur of the Year, I would like to invite Bismarck Rewani, AABLA West Africa Judge, and Kenneth Igomo, CNBC West Africa Markets Editor, to come up to assist with this award.
The finalists for the 2017 Entrepreneur of the Year, West Africa. Cosmos Maduka, founder and CEO, Koscharis Group. Kola Olugbodi, CEO, Background Check International. Mustafa Njai, CEO, TAF Africa Homes. Paul Orajika, founder and CEO, Alden.
And the 2017 Entrepreneur of the Year for West Africa is Mustafa Njai, South Africa.
The winner of the 2017 Entrepreneur of the Year, West Africa. Mustafa Njai, CEO, TAF Africa Global.
In 1993 in the Gambia, I won the maiden award of the Businessman of the Year. And whilst most people came to congratulate me, my late uncle, Dr. Ibrahim Asamba, who was the WHO Regional Director for Africa, walked into my office the next day, closed the door, only the 2 of us in the office, and then said, "Now you have been challenged. Having come this far and won this award, it means you can only go up and not go down." For the past 25 years, I've been to 36 African countries, driven by my vision to deliver affordable homes. We have now registered in 8 African countries, and our estates in Nigeria and Gambia are amongst the most successful mass housing development. Through this, we have been able to train, employ, and create wealth to our fellow Africans, more so the youth. Now, winning this award is both an honor and a challenge, and my late uncle would have said that now I have to raise the bar higher from sub-regional, probably to continental. Now, on this note, I would like to thank the organizers of this event, the judges, and everybody that made this day a success. I would also like to thank my board, management and staff, my family, friends, and lastly but not the least, my dear wife. Thank you all, and God bless Africa.
AABLA has always been about recognizing leadership on the continent. In this category, the judges looked, of course, at the overall company achievements and excellence. They also looked at the company's success. This company achieved notable growth, introduced product innovations, thrived up a supportive employee culture focused on customer service, and has demonstrated overall company excellence. I would like to call up at this time the ever dapper Mr. Folusho Phillips, AABLA West Africa George, and General Manager, Sales West Africa for CNBC Africa, Yemisi Stephen Dare, to assist us in announcing the winner of the 2017 Company of the Year, West Africa. Please put your hands together for them.
The finalists for the 2017 Company of the Year, West Africa. GT Bank, ISON Group, Landmark Africa, Airtel Ghana,
and the winner for Company of the Year West Africa is Guarantee Trust Bank.
the winner of the 2017 Company of the Year, West Africa, GT Bank,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management, board, and staff of Guarantee Trust Bank, we would like to thank you for this wonderful award. Thank you very much.
Now, previous winners of our next category include such notable names as Atedo Peterside, Aliko Dangote, Shegun Agbaje, Isam Darwish, and tonight we add another distinguished name to this impressive list. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like Frederick van der Viva, Executive Director, West Africa of CNBC Africa, and Danny Kikoroglu, General Manager, Eko Hotels, to assist with announcing the winner of this award. Please put your hands together for this fine gentleman.
the finalists for the 2017 Business Leader of the Year, West Africa. Abdul Samad Rabiu, Chairman, BUA Group. Herbert Wigwe, CEO, Access Bank. Joseph Agipong, Founder and Chairman, Jospong Group of Companies. Ramesh Atani, Founder and Chairman, ISON Group.
It was quite a tough competition. So the winner of the Business Leader category of the year 2017 is
Herbert Wigwe, CEO, Access Bank.
The winner of the 2017 Business Leader of the Year, West Africa, Herbert Wigwe, CEO, Access Bank PLC.
What do you do when you win such a prestigious award as this? Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me just say a very big thank you to AABLA and, of course, in conjunction with CNBC, who have organized these awards. And, of course, also to extend my appreciation and best wishes to all those who have won awards today and those who contested. And all I'll say is please keep doing what you're doing. We don't take these things for granted. Each time we win awards like this, as far as I'm concerned, it's as a result of the work of several people who have influenced your lives in different ways. I mean, first of all, you have to give gratitude to God, your parents, but more importantly, on a day like this, it's to the great people of Access Bank who have supported me in all that I've chosen to do. Now, people say that the more you are given, or the more you are given, the more is expected of you. And that is what this award basically serves to achieve. But let me tell you where we're headed from the 1st of January next year. We continue to seek to be the world's most respected African bank. But more importantly, we want to change the narrative of Africa and how Africa is seen across the world. For most of you who are here, who basically represent different oases of sanity, as we would say, the future of banking is such that as Africans, if we don't develop our own enterprises or our own franchises to become global players, we could be disintermediated one day. At Access Bank, we are completely and firmly resolved to show that as a global enterprise, with its heritage out of Africa, we can truly compete with world-class financial institutions. So this award basically serves to encourage several of us who are building that enterprise. And we want to say to all of you, please keep doing what you're doing. And once again, I'll say to AABLA and to CNBC, a very, very big thank you for this award. And we'll keep doing what we know how to do best. God bless you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating the winners of the West Africa leg of the 2017 All Africa Business Leaders Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa. Now, let us raise a glass to the champions of West African business, a toast to our winners this evening whose noble efforts and visions made real have created the companies and communities we see today, who with every stroke have inscribed their names in the record of history, captured the hearts of this generation and inspired future business minds. May their worldly endeavors continue for many years to come.
To ask us what is the intersection between agriculture and IT. We are technology guys, most of us are developers, and So people expect us to build really, really cool applications that are used, everywhere in the world. But we chose to build applications that are relevant for the agri sector because we realize that there is an information gap between the information sources and then farmers who produce for all of us to eat. And these smallholder farmers feed over a third of the world's population. And so we need to be able to support them in whatever they do to sustain production. And we think technology is the way to go in digitizing, the African continent. We also have to take in mind agriculture, and that is why we focus on that.
Developers in agriculture, quite interesting. Now, your company also helps connect businesses and governments with farmers with all the cool applications that you referred to earlier. What agriculture products would you say are of big interest to investors, especially in Ghana?
Well, I think, the cash crops in Africa, especially Ghana, with cocoa, coffee, and the rest, are of immense interest to our economy. And before we can make all the successes over there, we need to digitize, the flow. And so we have actually focused attention on building traceability applications that help the producers to be able to know every step of the way what happened there, right back to the farmer who produced, these raw materials.
There's a saying that goes like this: to whom much is given, much is expected. Some of these things confer on us a lot more in terms of expectations, a lot more in terms of what we need to do, a lot more in terms of how we represent our continent, a lot more in terms of how our institution is positioned on the global stage. For me, that's what it signifies.
Not CEO of the year, business leader of the year. So I absolutely cannot restrict my questions to implications for the banking sector. So I'll say, your thoughts and advice to young and aspiring entrepreneurs in Nigeria. What do they have to do to be tagged AABLA Business Leader of the Year?
I think they need to do a couple of things. First of all, they need to basically ensure that they run their various businesses in line with world-class standards. That's the first and most important thing. The second is that they must run their institutions to become significant, where they can be adding significant value to the system. The third is that they must run their businesses in an absolutely disciplined and professional manner while contributing to the greater good of the society.
Well, it makes me feel good. I mean, coming from a very tiny country of 2 million people and competing with entrepreneurs in West Africa, emerging as the winner, you cannot ask for more. I feel honored, and very proud, receiving this award.
I'd like you to take a couple of moments to talk us through what TAF Africa Global does.
We are into mass housing. TAF Africa Global is into mass housing. I mean, we believe that there is a huge deficit in affordable housing. I mean, governments all over the continent, talk about housing their general citizenry. And I don't think we've found the formula yet, generally, but we are committed. We have a very big vision to deliver 1 million homes over the next 20 years. We're well structured, and this is being done, together with very young Africans. We have a good human resources base, mainly Africans, and we have the necessary financial backing from African banks. So everything that we're doing is very African. And so far, we've delivered, huge estates in the Gambia. Our first estate in Nigeria, for example, we've done it in Port Harcourt, over 1,000 homes, in 2013. And we're interested in doing more in Nigeria and beyond.
I'd like you to draw a comparison for me between the operating environment in Nigeria as well as other countries in Africa where you operate.
Well, it's funny when people ask me. I mean, I tell them, for me, doing business in Nigeria, I mean, it's the best so far for me, I mean, for what I've seen. Basically because you've got 36 states, which are probably, bigger than most of these African countries individually. So it's a big market.
It feels surreal. It feels really good, and it's very encouraging. And it's a delight to be recognized by a credible award body like the AABLA Awards and CNBC Africa. It's an encouragement for me in my journey, and it makes me realize that there is still a lot more to be done, because I'm one of those that believe that the reward for good work is more work. So I want to continue to do what I do, which is inspiring great African leaders that are coming behind us, who are going to be greater and bigger than us in every respect.
So I'm going to take you briefly back to what you said on the red carpet prior to your receiving of the award, when we had no idea that you were going to get the award. Women in business, there is still conversation around quest for equality. What impact do you think receiving this award would have on your business as a woman?
Well, I believe that recognitions like this will show other women that are coming that they can get as high as they want to get. They can distinguish themselves in their careers and on the job, and they can bring recognition to their organizations. I am one of those that believe that what a man can do, definitely a woman can do, and many times even better. So this is an opportunity to reinforce the message that I give to women, because I write books for women, and the message is always, yes, you too can. You can be a leader, you can be a winner, you can be Africa's business leader or female business leader of the year, and you can even go higher as a woman.